43. $204 for 3 now. Ball is Hafiz Mohammed. Done a really good job bowling as a number 5 or 6 bowler. 5.5 overs, none for 32 so far. Rohan, he's got 87. So he's the man I think that the West Indies Sixers would love to get out. He's the man facing now. Gets one more, that's 88. Canada's over Sixers get one run closer. So that required 253. Right, welcome back, Mr. John Ramsing. 205 for 3. They've got 8 more overs to get 48 runs. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon once again. This game is going on. It will go down to the wire, I suppose.
Right down to the wire. We must make a little bit of an apology for technology going down for a couple of minutes, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. Nothing to do with us here.
It's not stable. I think the high wind.
That's right. I think the wind has got something to do with it. It's been troubling us all day. I mean, it has been extremely windy here. I would have thought in excess of 15 knots, maybe 20, 25. If you listen closely, you might even hear it singing
Yes.
in the microphone.
In the meantime, Shaker is approaching 3 figures. He's on to 88.
That's 12, a long way to go to get there. And I think they've been looking to see if they could get that wicket and then get things going. Two more to him. On to 90 now. Rohan Jayasekara, who's played cricket for Sri Lanka, Test cricket, internationals, and then played ICC cricket for Canada. A long, long career. Met him for the first time back in 1979.
It's good work from Filat long on. Hirulal. It's a good spell, I'll tell you this, from the new find in terms of a bowler.
Fine.
Yeah, 20 runs in his 5.2 overs. He's got no wicket.
Another find.
One can.
Oh,
This
that
one
is going to be 4 maybe.
gonna run close. Lawrence is injured and is after it. Dylan Eagles are showing up.
253 required by Canadians over 60s. 210 for 3. 2 more wickets here, and suddenly Canada would be wobbling.
5 runs from the over. 3 deliveries so far. Oh, and a misfield, and it's
Another one.
boundary.
That's the second time that's happened out there with that particular fielder. Maybe not sure if he should be putting his body behind it, legs, or just going down. Whatever happens, he's gotten 4. It's 214 for 3.
39 needed. 44 deliveries. So the equation has been brought down significantly.
Correct.
4 deliveries of this over.
Correct. Used to be much more in favor of the runs required. Now it's more, you got enough balls, no problems at all. 5.32 required from here on in. According to this, you're still going to be playing when the 45th over is being bowled. Already 8 runs from this over. 2-1, actually 9 runs, 2-1, 2-4. 9 runs already from this over. The 4 really should not have been scored. Should have been maybe 1. So instead of 9, it should have been maybe 6. And now, I think Farouk has decided, well, since Rohan has got 91, he's the senior partner. I'm just going to block whenever I'm at a crease, facing, and let him carry on with things. We're a little bit ahead in the equation. We need 39 now from 7 overs, which is less than a run a ball, 5.57 in theory, but in practical, it still has to be 1 run per ball to make it 6 per over.
Okay, Secret is on 91. We haven't seen him extensively yet in the over 60s category of the
So that is true. We
Champions
saw
League.
one yesterday from the over 50s,
Yes,
the United States,
against West Indies over 50s.
and they were blown away after. This time it's a little different. West Indies over 60s played well for 252 for 8. Probably could have gotten a few more runs. But 252 for 8 is not a bad return. Problem is, Canada are playing a little bit better right now. The only thing that could save West Indies right now, in my mind, are wickets. 2 or 3, preferably, very quickly. Especially if one of them is Rohan, who's got 90, Jayasekaran, who's got 91.
The 7-year-old decides on a long on boundary. He's bowling that ball back in from the boundary. First time I saw that happening was Courtney Walsh.
Yep.
Towards the end of his career.
Clive Lloyd, when he stopped feeling in the extra cover region, used to do it a lot too, because throwing the ball back affects your shoulders terribly. And Courtney Walsh, of course, had bowled so many overs for the West Indies. You don't want to be throwing and can remember when you throw, your elbow is bent. So it straightens out, it pulls the shoulder. And this whole joint becomes disjointed, literally. Oh,
Well,
that's
that's the way.
That's going to go down to the third man for 4. Yeah.
Calculated edge.
No, sir. I don't think that was calculated at all. I think he was trying to.
Bounce.
Yep. I think he was trying to get that to a backward point. It bounced more than he expected, but he got 4 to Farouk to 19 for 3. That equation gets smaller. 34 needed from 6.3. That's 34 from 39.
These as well. Suddenly looking a bit expensive. But
He's bowled well.
He's bowled well.
Very well. He's gotten some bad bounces, misfields, and all sorts of things. There they go again. The Canadians are being very, very canny here. Not trying to hit the ball too hard, just trying to get the singles, 2s when they offered, the 4s when they offered. They're not trying to do anything untoward to maybe create a possibility of losing a wicket. I think they know now that if they play this just the way they've been doing it all afternoon, 1 run per ball, things should be relatively easy. That was they were born for a long time too, but it ended up out in the extra cover boundary, just eluding a man at cover point while it was airborne. They got 2 more.
the end of the over. 39 overs completed. Double Nelson on the board, 222 for 3. 94 to Jayasekara Kiramani on 20. 31 needed from 36.
He's hit double Nelson, so I guess 1-1-1 is single Nelson. Whatever I'm batting, and I have 222 for 3, or my team has 333 for 3. Well, you can call it Nelson you want. I'm doing all right. You know, 1-1-1 maybe no, but 222 is doing badly. And certainly 3-3-3 or 4-4-4. I'm way ahead of the game.
Umpire John Shepard.
Yep, he used to be jumping everywhere when the score is 1-1-1. Sometimes 87, but definitely 1-1-1. 87, I think, is an Australian number.
It is, yes. Australian women against West Indies women coming up in a short while.
Yep.
Short ball,
That's-
very slow, sat up and it's
That's
going to be
going
this
to be
back.
4. Pulled across the line. That's Jayasekara. That brings him to 98. Or is it?
It's Farouk.
I think that was Farouk
Yeah,
that
Farouk
hit
is
that.
it, yeah.
That's why I asked, is it because the body structure is different on there. That's why I said, is it?
Just when I was taking a walk around just to
Yes.
get acquainted with where we are, I saw a map of the Prairie View Cricket Complex.
Okay.
Currently, there are 7 fields
That are active.
that are active.
Okay. With 14 prescribed, I guess. That's great, isn't it?
It is.
Telling you.
In the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago has 2, maybe 3 facilities that can be used immediately. And if you go to Tobago itself, there's Shaw Park, 4 venues.
I think they
Big
have
Park over
right.
at Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Did you respect that you have been?
Well, that one there, the White Smith. But there's another one.
The Diego Martin is
The
now.
one in Diego Martin is being used. That's right.
That's 4. And if you go to Tobago, you have Shaw Park. That's
Correct.
5.
It's 5.
That's in the Caribbean.
That's
We go to Ghana, look at first class facilities, Providence,
all right.
to a lesser extent, Border.
That's still considered a first class facility.
I haven't hosted a first class in 2008.
Well, hosting, you have a lot of qualifications before you could host, as you well know. That's airborne.
Just
That's
run.
airborne. That could be caught.
Oh, what a
He
catch
catches it.
from Hiralal.
That's airborne.
And that's the end of
And-
Jayasekara.
And that's Rohan Jayasekara. That's the man
Caught for
that
94.
they needed. That's an excellent catch.
But the man with the golden arm again picked it up
That's
another
an
wicket.
excellent catch. And you remember the man that went long on, he misfielded 2 or 3 times down
Same guy.
there.
Same guy.
Same man. But when the catch came, he took an excellent catch at the very, very right time.
He had a run,
24 required from 5.3 overs. But that wicket is a big one for the West Indies over 60s. Jayasekara, he's been caught for 94. It's 229 for 4.
That's the big fish. Is that the game? Time will tell.
That's a good catch, though. Because the ball was
Wonderful.
going in the wind.
229 for the loss of 4 wickets. Another final innings from Jayasekara coming to an end. Got a half century when the 2Ds met the last time. Got to 94 now. I don't know if he was looking to get here with a maximum.
My question would be exactly that. Why he played a catch like that?
Not hit before.
24 from 32 deliveries. You don't need a boundary at all. You could run ones, you could run twos. You may get a couple of boundaries in between now and the time they get to 24.
When he hit that ball, 7 runs already came off the over.
There's no need for that shot. But if you are the West Indies over 60s, thank God for small mercies. It's a gift you take it.
Alan D'Souza has since made his 90 million. Money was on strike. He missed the chase on for Ramru.
You get to
Fresh legs of D'Souza. Looking to come back for the 3rd, but we got no interest in that. Just 9 runs from the wicket. While the wicket is being taken off, scoring rate is still very healthy for Canada. 22 needed from 31 at the moment. Short ball.
This time is 4.
This time is
The length is wrong. The length is wrong. One of the guys from the offside ought to be coming on the leg side here. The length is wrong. If you're going to be bowling like that, you got to put the man on the leg side.
13 runs on a wicket from the over. So Ron can now 7 overs, 2 for 39. But in the total column, you see Canada 235 for 4, target of 253. It's just 18 runs away. They have 5 overs or 13 deliveries to get
30
home.
deliveries. So that over was productive for the wicket, but also quite productive for the Canadians by runs.
5 run rate now is under 4, 3.60.
2 more wickets now, though, could change that again quickly. They got to get 2 wickets very quickly. But it could also put pressure on the batting team by setting the field appropriately and bowling on one side. You can't bowl both sides. If you're going to bowl on the leg side of full length, then you got to fortify long on, mid wicket, square leg, fine leg, or wideish fine leg.
So I was making a point about grounds in the Caribbean. When we were speaking about GCC
Yeah, well,
border.
GCC border or DCC in Queenstown, are they what you could call, when you say first class, I mean regional first class grounds. Have they ever had a regional first class cricket game at DCC?
No,
Correct. Have they ever had one at Everest?
they had not a regional first class, they had a touring team that would have played at Everest,
Yeah, but that's not first class.
not regional first class.
Is it first class at
Australia
all?
and Caribbean 11, Guyana and
That
England.
is correct. Those games. That was in the 90s.
But what both border and Everest recently got is accreditation for under 19.
Yes, for the World Cup.
So while it's not first class or international, they have under 19.
Okay, well then they might be okay.
Just like Diego Martin had until that.
Yeah, they might be acceptable then.
In Albion,
Albion, of course. It's one of those cricket grounds that's been there for a long time.
yes.
Hasn't deteriorated, but hasn't been upgraded to where I think it should be. Maybe because they don't play too much cricket up there.
If you go to Barbados, there's the Kensington Oval, of course. Three W's Oval.
3 doubles at the University of West Indies, right?
Are accepted grounds.
Those are 2.
There's any other.
For that matter, Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know that UV Spec is a first class ground either. UV Spec, the President's 11 played there when they played against Zimbabwe a couple of years ago when I was still there. But I don't know that it's a first class ground per se. It's a ground they could play games on.
That's a good stop chance for runner to the keeper's end.
What surprised me that UV Spec did not host any of the ICC 19 games.
Yeah, all they had were that session, practice sessions.
Why did they not put games there? That would have been perfect. UV Spec, it would have had people, younger people who might have been interested in the sport. That could be 4.
Ill-directed again.
9. Should have been this side.
Not a boundary, so dealing in boundaries down towards the back end. $235 now, 239 with that boundary. 14 needed from 27 deliveries.
Jamaica have Sabina Park, and then they had Jarrett Park, which is no longer being used for cricket. I think there's only soccer.
Trelawney.
Trelawney, which was built for the ICC World Cup 2007. They're now starting to use it a little bit more for cricket.
What happened to Discovery Bay? That ground in Discovery Bay.
Yes, I've been down there too. Yep. Don't know what happened to that ground. It's all about the maintenance. You gotta see cricket grounds are living things. You have grass, you have the ground, you have the stands, you have the buildings. They're all alive.
Quick single
Ooh.
taken.
And if they're not maintained properly, then they will deteriorate. It's as simple as that.
Canada not looking to leave too much for the back end in terms of the final over, maybe final 2 overs. 13 needed, 25 deliveries with that single, 240 for 4. Look around the Caribbean, and you look at what's happening just in one state here in the US. This facility, let's say, 7 that they have currently, 7 fields that they have currently. The overs completed, 240, 4,
13 required.
13. And they have the Noosa Cricket Stadium. Spread today, just one state.
Yep.
The
But see, America, they have money, they have space. In the old days, remember, they used to be coming from Jamaica, Sabina Park, Barbados, Kensington Oval, Queens Park Oval, and Guaracara Park in Trinidad and Tobago, and Border in Guyana. And that's it. And in the old days, they used to play 2 test matches in Trinidad and Tobago because of that, and because, of course, in those days, the crowds coming through the turnstile paid the fees. That doesn't happen anymore because now it's all about sponsorship. Trinidad and Tobago, when I played, used to hold officially 29,000. Officially. Almost always it used to have about 35, 36,000. Used to squeeze them in there. When Pakistan played against the West Indies, when I first played Test cricket back in 1977, the last, as soon as you were feeling it mid-off, the ball passed to your right or left, it's in the crowd. So you know it's got to be over the boundary. So it must be more than the capacity. It worked. It happened. That happened in St. Vincent too when they started playing in the smaller islands, Grenada, in Kitts.
Yes, it was developed very early as well.
Antigua Recreation has developed a long time. It only played first test match in 1981, but that's been there for a long, long time.
Yes.
I couldn't understand why it took so long for them to get their status.
So Ramroop was reintroduced.
Right, so they need 12 runs now. So the field is interesting because they got to get men inside the circle to stop the singles. He's bringing the man from extra cover into cover on the circle, but not close enough to stop one, but hopefully to stop 4. That's the same man I was just talking about, and he's just picked up, instead of the ball going out to him, we might get 2, he's not stopped 2 to get 1. It's becoming cold
It is.
and more windy.
So 11 needed for Canada. Over 6 is the head to the final of the over 6 tournament. 1 gone for 1. Second is definitely on. But it's gone very close to the boundary at fine leg.
So you may have heard if you weren't there, that when India were in the West Indies in 71 and 76, you had to line up to at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning to get into the cricket ground. Different times now.
All the way.
Oh,
That's going to be another boundary easily for Canada. Little Scare now behind Canada. 5 runs away from victory and a spot in the final 2 days from today.
21 deliveries to go, 5 runs to go, 20 deliveries.
Farouk Kiramani is on to 40 from 33. Remember, came back and just pulling it down a little bit. That would be a free hit. Time a little bit straighter. Runs would be credited. Slight misfield. It allowed it to pass too far behind him. Doing the right sink. 1 hit away. The 250 coming up as well. The 250 coming up with that double. 1 delivery to go in this over. 3 runs needed. take one. I think they'll be
If
satisfied
one
with
for
just one.
one would be two.
So just two needed. Three of us to go. 251 for four. Farouk, 43.
Jayasekara made 94. Was he?
Two.
That's the end of the overs.
Yes, 2 overs to go. So that's end of 43 overs. Ah, sorry, 42 overs completed. 3 to go. 2 to go.
2 runs to
Just
get.
2 needed.
2 runs to get. The score is 251 for 4. 1 run to supposed to be even.
But it's been a good chase.
It's a good chase. The Canadians haven't done anything wrong. For that matter, the West Indian over 60s haven't done anything wrong at all. Maybe they didn't make as many runs as they ought to have made. 252 for 8 was not a bad score.
Play down to extra cover for 1. Scores are level.
He should be in.
No need for the boundary riders at this stage.
All of them should be in already. Only 1 run required.
Dot ball to add to the drama and the suspense.
Scores are tied as we speak.
I would love to see a wicket. Add some more drama.
Or 2. Why not? I would like an LBW right now.
So now Shelt is being brought in from the leg boundary.
And the man in extra cover also should be brought in
And
on the boundary.
I would love to see the mid off going a bit straighter as well. Of course,
And closer.
yeah.
Straighter and closer. Dust.
So that's a good, convincing victory for Canada over 6 days. We'll head to the final. We'll head to the final in 2 days' time. It's going to sit in the air, and that's going to be victory.
It's gone up. It's not going to be caught.
Just one needed. So
It is not going to be caught.
no need to be pressuring those legs.
So that means that once it's not caught and they cross for that run,
That's
they
it.
cross for 2 runs. I think they crossed 3 runs.
One will be credited.
1 would have been good.
That's it.
So it means that Canada, their over 60s team, have beaten the West Indies over 60s team by 6 wickets. Final score 255 for 4. They were required to get 253 to win. 252 made by the West Indies over 60s. A valiant batting effort, I thought. Maybe could have made another 15 or so runs. But overall, one has to credit Canada for timing this inning perfectly. Jayasekara made 94, played excellently, and then when just about the time when his team seemed to be in a position to win this game, he gave his wicket away, probably trying to grandstand to 100, but there was no need for him to do that. So West Indies over 60s in their 45 overs, 252 for 8. Canada, they're over 60s, 255 for 4 in the 42nd, correct, in 43rd over 42.4. Canada win by 6 wickets.
Convincing victory in semi-final here at Prairie View Cricket Complex. It means Canada will go on to take on one of the USA side. We haven't got any update from that other venue, what's happening over at Musa, but Canada will go on to play one of those sides in the final. West Indies, whether we'll take the field in that short list playoff is still to be seen.
But
But
tomorrow
that's
it's
available.
going to rain.
So
May not
that
have any
will
cricket
end our
tomorrow.
coverage. I want to thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you've enjoyed what we have presented. We certainly did. And on behalf of Colin Croft, my name is John Ramsing. Thank you for your company. We do wish you well for the rest of the day and tournament. Until next time, it's goodbye.